Welcome back to California Cooking. On today's show, there's no question New York has always been king of the bagel, but LA may be stealing its crown. We're gonna introduce you to a local bagel shop that's getting some high praise. Then it's all about the ingredients you love from a proper steak dinner, but it's a salad. And then Levi and I are putting together some pretty amazing peanut butter and jelly ice cream sandwiches. New York and LA are used to a little friendly competition. So when a New York Times article came out recently naming Pop's Bagels in Culver City as one of the best bagels in the country, it caused quite the stir. Let's meet Zach and find out why his hot and crispy bagels are all the rage. Hi, Zach. How you doing?
Hi, good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for the bagels.
Anytime.
That's just
Anytime.
how you roll.
That's what we do. Like to spread the love with bagels. Yes.
Okay, Zach. You know, it's like the age-old debate. I think that New York is the home of the bagel. But
Yeah.
This is crazy because this article came out in the New York Times that California has the better bagel. And you in particular, Zach, were named in that article, right?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Huge. I mean, it was unbelievable. I took out, every once in a while I take the article out. And I actually, you know what?
Oh, you got it. You should frame this bad boy.
I'm gonna frame this. You know, every once in a while I take it out and I just so we know
Rising
what's
in the
going
West.
on here.
And how crazy for New Yorkers opening up the New York Times that day and reading that California has the better bagel.
And that's what, like, when she interviewed, it was just, okay, it sounds like you're going to write an article about bagels in LA. Not just like, here are some shops. Not that they're better. Once I saw that article on Monday, I called one of the bakers. I'm like, we don't have enough bagels. Like, we need to, you got to make more because this is we're going to have a line around the corner of everyone trying it.
And did that happen?
Yeah, we had this huge explosion. I think we're up like 250% over, week to week.
The theory was always that the bagels are better in New York and the pizza because of the water. Is that
I know,
bogus?
The water. Okay, I think it's, I think it's all marketing on New York's part. And then it just also implants in people's head, I'm eating a New York bagel. They could get off in LaGuardia, eat a bagel in the terminal and be like, this is incredible. Like, please. It's just because you're in New York that you're thinking that, but it's not the water, it's the recipe, right? It's like who's making it, it's the ingredients. I made this bagel in Florida, I made it in Colorado, I made it in California, I made it in New York, and there was no difference.
The fact that it's called Pop's Bagels, there's a pop behind the whole bagel.
There is a pop.
It's named after Grandpa.
That's why I wear my hat. So it's a Brooklyn, he was a huge Brooklyn Dodger fan. In early 2017, he passed away, and that's like when I was turning 30, was working in television, but like I actually just didn't know where my career was going. It was a little lost, and tried to find something. And I was making bagels for friends. We were going to the farmer's market. We were like having fun on Sundays making bagels, and I was like, man, these are really good. And then once I started making the cream cheese, I'm like, I think maybe this could work as like a catering idea. Started catering, did like some offices and homes, and named it Pop after my grandfather because he loved bagels and from Brooklyn. It just felt like the right thing. And then as I was doing it, I found like my grief like lifting. It was just an unbelievable experience to like work through it like that. And now I just get to every day I'm reminded of him. It's a beautiful thing, like a tribute to him in his honor, and he'd be super proud.
Yeah, and that's the thing about food, right? We always say that it reminds us of someone or something or home or whatever it may be.
And that's exactly why I think everyone gets so intense about bagels specifically over anything else in your life. It just seems like you grew up with this food, and it's one of those foods you eat literally from a toddler until you're 80. You eat that same thing the same way, that if it gets changed or twisted up, it just works everyone up, and it reminds you of a family, like you're saying. It just has that history to it.
By the way, my favorite bagel is in everything, and I'm always for the scooped bagel toasted.
Yeah.
Your bagel, and I don't think I've ever experienced this, Zach, your bagel does not need to be toasted.
I'm looking at you, like it's got a crisp enough like exterior, or I think it's because we use these pizza ovens, and it just gives it like a nice crunch. and you just kind of, you know, you get enough of that garlic flavor and the onion. It's like, I mean, especially when they come right out of the oven, it's just the best. And that's really why we started doing the take and bake thing. Is everyone talks about, you know, yeah, toasting a bagel to make it like I always think of it as like the bagel's dead, and you toast it to maybe like bring it back to life. Now, the take and bake, it allows you to like not like have that fresh bake experience at home rather than getting a bunch of baked bagels and toasting them.
Some of the combinations you have, I think this kind of speaks to California, which is the avocado, the bacon, but you also have the cream cheese. You have to have the cream cheese.
Our buttermilk cream cheese. It's like tangy, it's light, it just like spreads really, really nicely. I'm obsessed with it because there's no gums in it, you know? And like that way you don't get any, I don't know, there's sometimes just that weird like brickness. You know, I don't know, you get that like weird sheen on the cream cheese. This is just like a nice fresh cream cheese. We love it.
It tastes so, and it's funny that you say that because when you taste your cream cheese, and I'm always like a, you know, Philadelphia cream cheese person, and when I've tried other ones, I'm like, it's missing the tang.
Yeah,
you got the tang. It's really good.
From the buttermilk, some people use lemon. It's literally like we're making ricotta cheese.
Now, does this come this way? This is egg salad.
So that egg salad, and I think it's chicken salad over there.
And is that one order where you get a scoop on each?
Yeah, so you can do half and half. You can do mixing and matching. So it's just, that's what we love about that's what we love about the open face, right? That you get to try everything in different ways and just try like a little bit of, the egg salad's nice, yeah. So it's nice to like combine and, you know, like I love the customization of the bagels.
King of the bagel topping is the lox and cream cheese with some red
It's my favorite. We get it from Santa Barbara. We go through, it's like 70 pounds or something of lox a week. It's just something outrageous. I think we're up to 90. It's to 90 pounds of lox. It's crazy. I love it because it's just theirs isn't too smoked. It's almost like a fresh sushi kind of a feel to it with just like a light cold smoke. I love it to death.
Oh my gosh, Zach, you know what? My father-in-law, who's from the Bronx, is eating your bagel now, and I can tell he loves it. So there you go. Your bagel empire is on its way. So nice to talk to you, Zach. Bye. Sounds like business is booming for Zach. What a great guy. And those bagels, so crispy on the outside and perfectly chewy on the inside. So good. Coming up, Levi and I are having so much fun putting together peanut butter and jelly ice cream sandwiches. Then I'm cooking up an easy breakfast in a sheet pan. But first, it's everything you love from a steak dinner, but I'm serving it up as a salad. That's coming up next. I enjoy a good steak on occasion, but I think I love the sides even more. So I decided to take some of those sides from your favorite steak dinner and turn them into a mega salad. Take a look. Okay, I got smoke, but that's good because I'm gonna cook up some steak. I got flank steak and onion rings, but it's gonna be a salad. Don't boo me once I said salad. It's still gonna be, you know what it's like? It's like when you go to get a nice steak dinner and you've got potatoes, you've got onion rings, you've got steak, but I'm just putting it on a bed of lettuce and blue cheese dressing. So first, I think we better get our steak in there. I've got my cast iron skillet very hot. And because flank steak is so thin, you want a really hot pan and you want really hot pan because you don't want to cook it very long. So I've left the meat out, and I think that's one of the things when I cook steak and meat I've learned, you want it to get to room temperature. So you want it to sit out for a bit. This has been out for probably an hour. And that just helps it cook more evenly. They say that when the meat's cold, it tenses up and then you get a tougher steak. Although flank steak, not known for being tender, as we know. But we're gonna stick this in our skillet. Get a nice char going. And don't touch it. And then over here, I've got some oil heating up, and we're gonna make onion rings. All I did, take a white onion, cut it into thin rings, and I'm gonna drop it in. If you have buttermilk, that would be even better. I have regular milk and I put just a little bit of yogurt in there to thicken it up. And we'll see how that works. So we're gonna use our hands. Get everything coated. We've got a Ziploc baggie with some flour. I added some salt, garlic powder into our flour. Onions go in, and then we shake. Remember shake and bake? It's like that. And we coat all of our onion rings, and we drop them in the oil, and that's it. That's onion rings. And this happens really fast, too. Everything, the steak cooks quickly. Okay, going in. Fire alarm! But worth it, because I got a good char. Steak is done. Let it rest on the cutting board. Turn that off. I set the fire alarm off probably twice a month, I would say, on average. We got onion rings. Yay, it stopped! Okay, onion rings are done. Look how good. A salad with onion rings is, I mean, is it really a salad? Is kind of the question. Our dressing, blue cheese dressing, just because I think that goes well with steak and potatoes and onion rings. So I've got some mayo, some Worcestershire, a little red wine vinegar, just for some tang, some salt, and then I would say use sour cream, or I'm gonna use labneh, which is like a yogurt, and then we're gonna stir that up. To that, we're gonna cut up some chives. So some chives going in, and then crumbled blue cheese dressing, done. I'm just gonna take a big platter. I have romaine and I have like a mixed lettuce, but I think you want something heartier, crispier, crunchier, because otherwise I think it might just get a little too soggy if you did some other lettuces like an arugula or something. So I'm not even gonna bother chopping up the lettuce, although you certainly could. I love serving things on a big platter, and everybody just takes a portion. Okay. All right, let's cut into our steak. This is the nerve-wracking moment. So you want to cut against the grain. So the grain's going this way. You want to cut the opposite. Look at that. Pretty good. We're gonna pile up our steak, onion rings, and then look at these pretty tomatoes. Some cherry tomatoes. Tuck those in there. Now, let's check on my roasted potatoes. Little baby potatoes in the oven, 425. Salt, olive oil, pepper. They're nice and crispy. All right, I let these cool down for just a little bit. And then we'll put these here on the end. We need a little of this. Dinner is served. You know what? When I was a kid, sometimes Mom would make dinner and we'd sit down and be like, oh, that's what we're having for dinner. Poor moms out there. But this, I think, you are not gonna get that reaction. That salad's so good with the blue cheese dressing, the onion rings, and potatoes. That's the way to go. Coming up, it's a great dessert as we head into the warmer months. Levi and I are making peanut butter and jelly ice cream sandwiches. Then I'm making a breakfast that will feed your family for the whole week. I'm gonna show you how an easy sheet pan frittata comes together. That's coming up next. Ice cream sandwiches are the perfect dessert with summer right around the corner, and these ice cream treats are quick to put together with a little help from the bakery. Okay, Levi, let it out. Chop up those peanuts, smash them up. Do a few more times on this side.
That's all good. It's already all smashed.
Can you pour them onto this plate for me? Can you open up the bag? So we're gonna make ice cream cookie sandwiches, but peanut butter and jelly ice cream cookie sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
Exactly. So, with a little help from the store, I got two different cookies for you. I've got peanut butter and sugar cookie. Which one do you think you want to do? Sugar? Okay. So to do the PB&J effect, I've got some strawberry jam, and what I want you to do, Levi, smear some on each side of the cookie.
That's what Mama's gonna do.
Okay. I'll try a peanut butter one since you're gonna do sugar cookie. Very good. Perfect. And then on this side, here, I'll just get it to the edges and then do the other cookie. Cookie number 2, and watch what I do over here. Get your scoop with some vanilla ice cream, or honestly, whatever ice cream you like. And I left it out of the freezer for a little bit because you don't want it super hard. Here's your other cookie. Beautiful. Okay, so I do this.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my goodness. Do you see what's happening? This looks so good. Okay, now Levi, here's the next
This is
job.
a sugar sandwich.
You go like this, like a truck. Roll it over those babies. Can you put it on this plate for a second before you eat it? You know what I want to do? I want to just put it in the freezer for literally 5 minutes. Just so it's not too soft. Okay, take the truck through there. Cuties, let me put those in the freezer for just a couple of minutes. Are you ready? Oh, they're really good. Oh my gosh. It tastes like a frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's ridiculous. Those ice cream sandwiches were so yummy, and Levi and I had so much fun building them. Okay, on to breakfast, and it's an easy one that can feed the whole family. Sheet pan frittatas. So I came up with a way, I didn't come up with it, but I'd seen a way of doing eggs that is great if you're serving more than one person, because you know if you make eggs and maybe say you want to do omelets, unless you have an omelet station, it's kind of a pain, right? So this is basically making kind of like an omelet, but in a sheet pan. And then what I loved about it is I cut it up into squares and ate it throughout the week. You could put it on a piece of toast. I'll show you what I mean. So right now, it's one of those things, obviously you can put whatever you want into eggs, but I have some baby potatoes and some goat cheese. So that's what I'm gonna put into my sheet pan omelet. And I made this last weekend, and it was just easy, and I snacked on it throughout the week and brought it to work, and it was good. And anything with goat cheese, I'm a fan of. Here, I would say you can pretty much put anything in it. I wouldn't put things that have too much water, like spinach, unless you saute it first, or peppers or something like that, because you don't want it to get watery. But in here, this is how I crack a lot of eggs. This is my trick for that. So 10 eggs going in the blender. And what the blender does with eggs is it fluffs them up. And you don't have to whisk them all. So it really does make life easy. Last one. I'm gonna add some half and half. And I have some yogurt. I have labneh. And you could use sour cream, but I like adding this, I don't know, it just does a little something. Salt, let's mix. Done, you didn't have to whisk. In the oven, I'm heating up a pan, a half sheet pan. Already has butter and olive oil on it. And the butter got a little brown, which I don't think's a bad thing. So this goes in. To that, we're gonna sprinkle around the potatoes. Cooked potato, I boiled them in water and dried them off, so they're soft. Goat cheese, and I'm using a good amount. I had one of those long logs, and I'm gonna use half that. I know last time I thought I put a lot of goat cheese, and it wasn't enough. And if we ever get back to entertaining and having people over for brunch or something, this is a great brunch item because you can cut it up into little squares. I know this seems strange, but another thing that I really like on eggs is just a tiny bit of lemon zest. It brightens it and just does something. Okay. So this, not too hot. It's going in 400-degree oven, just be careful. And you're gonna watch it, eggs cook really fast, so this is gonna go fast. Eggs are done. Look at how they fluff up. That's what I love about it. So, what was that? How many minutes? 14 minutes, and it's done. And you maybe want to let it cool for a second, but I'm impatient, so I want to try to show you what it's like when you cut it. Just kind of go around. That's why you have to put a good amount of butter and put some olive oil too, so it doesn't stick. It's like, you know, brownies. That first cut is the hardest one to get out. See if we can get one of these out. Yes. And that's why these are so great. Keep in the fridge, heat it up in the microwave, put it on a piece of toast in the morning, easy. And it's so fluffy, it's almost custardy in the middle. No sticking, which I'm happy about. There you go, easy way to make eggs for a crowd. How easy was that? Well, that does it for us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Where is that alarm? Is that it? No. Where is the alarm? But you hear the sound, where is it coming? I set the fire alarm off probably twice a month, I would say. That's why, okay. Yay, it stopped! Can I just get you a straw?
My hands feel like they're frozen together.